Welcome back to another episode of Fallen London. This time let's travel back to our lodgings, which we haven't really seen, and check out the options there. So we have find a way to deal with nightmares, a gift, adopt a training profession. Let's do that. You can improve your beginning skills with a training profession. All right. Once you're more skilled, consider a more profitable profession. You can find better ones on connected cards. So you can become tough, poet, pickpocket, or inquirer. So let's become a pickpocket. This will increase your shadowy every week until it reaches 70 and provide some small payment besides. Sounds good. All right, and then let's see. From the messages, we got a rep message that says, a stranger slipped you a note. By the time you turn, they've already gone. Have patience. Arrange for lodgings. I will send assistance there. All should be well. Who knows? You're here in Fallen London. Why are they helping you? Visit your lodgings to find out more. If you don't have lodgings yet, pick this. So now we have a mysterious benefactor. So back in our lodgings, there's a story that says a gift. A mysterious benefactors promise you a gift, so let's do that. And now the package has been delivered somewhere they knew what you'd find most useful. What is it? So you get to choose what it is. So dangerous choice, persuasive choice, shadowy choice, and waspful choice. So we'll go with the shadowy choice, I guess. A bowler hat. The hat is old and worn, but sturdy. The fit isn't quite right, but so it dips rakishly over your left eye. Just the thing for a larceny night out. Let's go equip that. Shadowy +2. All right. And these need things I don't have intriguing support, so I'm just going to discard them. No use. No use waiting around for things I don't have and can't do. Alright, so this one says, by the riverside, the docks. Lightermen, smugglers, sailors, rough folk, all and often overlooked, but they're fierce and proud and they know the river's secrets. Buy around at the rusty tramp. That sounds good. Let's buy around. Lost 10 pieces of rusty gold and you got one favor, the docks. Your newfound drinking friends seem to be amused by your presence. Still, they're not unfriendly. The secular missionary. The implacable detective asks for a meeting. A lady has approached me in need of help, she says. Seems to have misplaced my husband. Careless of her. You are better suited to her case than myself. I cannot stand missionaries. Accept the case. A delicate flower. The lady joins you for a cup of tea. She's quiet, well-spoken, demure. She has a graceful bearing and assisting tilt of the eyebrow. She is more of a secular kind of missionary, dedicated to educating orphans and fallen women. She made the hazardous trip down to the Neath in search of her errant husband. What makes her think he's down here? A spiritist received a message from him. She says she was in thrall to devils. She whispered the last words wide-eyed. She's very lovely looking when she's scared. Okay, we got a business card and we got story point. Slime and Amber, the rubbery men. Rubbery men are social outcasts. Their genomy is distressing, and they lack the wealth necessary for acceptable eccentricity. One approaches you now. So I have these two options unlocked. Shake hands. The rubber man lopes towards you, tentacles a quiver. It extends one ripping hanticle. Does it want you to take it? This will increase you a favor, but also increase your scandal. Lure the creature into a quiet alley and end its miserable rubbery existence. Filthy thing that they are permitted to walk the streets of a Christian city. Well, Christian-ish. This is not going to be possible anyway, so I'll do this one. You grasp the proffered appendage. The sensation that is that of a plunging your arm into a bucket of jellied eels. You stand like this in solemn silence for several minutes. Then, as abruptly as it had arrived, the rubber man unwinds its limb from your wrist, and it is off down the street at some pace. Got one favor and two scandal. The Mayor of London. Sitting Ginny has installed herself in discussing in a disused mansion in Blythedale. The house is alive with visitors at all hours. Yeah, I think we saw this one, yeah. So we can assist the mayor or intrigue against the mayor. We'll gain you some criminal favors and compromising documents. I think we did this one before. Yeah, let's do this one. Do you suspect her promises to be little more than cronyism? Several dubious associates of the Bishop of Southwark are keen to demonstrate precisely how they will not assist you. No one lurks behind the baptismal font while one of Jenny's ladies is at her prayers. Certainly no one has unusually gracious at an ecclesiastical supper with the religious correspondent of the Gazette, but everyone is appalled that a journalist would publish such unsubstantiated gossip. The timing is particularly unfortunate. The mayor finds her policy unveiling, overshadowed by several days of scandalous headlines. There is, of course, no one to blame. Criminal favors and compromising document. Have you a handkerchief? The urchin gang is small, but is doing roaring trade stealing handkerchiefs. Where do they hide them? Outwitting a 10-year-old surely can be difficult to follow an urchin back to their stash house. Can't be difficult. You definitely follow the little thief through crooked alleys across a rooftop. The stash is hidden in a filthy backyard occupied by a sorrow spider, but is no match for your stealth and cunning. Okay, we got 12 silk scrap. A visit. One of your acquaintances is receiving visitors. Who will you call on? We don't have any acquaintances, so I can't do any of these. So I'll just discard that one. The ever-present and invisible servantry. A wealthy family lives near you, and you have struck up an acquaintance with a maidservant who is somehow involved with political intrigue. She asks for a favor. Skullduggery above the stairs. The maid needs a sealed document from the master's private study, but only the butler is allowed there. Could you impersonate him? The rake's honeypot. The young master has something of taste for prisoner's honey. His family doesn't know, but the servants do. Supposedly it's well hidden, but for a thief of your water, we'll just do the low-risk one. Your disguise as a butler isn't perfect, but your maid friend assures you that your servants hardly ever noticed in the ground houses. She's right. Nobody pays you the slightest attention as you stride calmly to the lock study, pick the lock in an unobserved moment, and make your way back below stairs. The maid reads the document. She allows you to keep it and hurries off to make a report. 10 cryptic clues. Connected, the great game. Dabbling. By the riverside docks. Alright, so this is the brawler. Buy a round. And we can buy another round. Get another favor for a cost of 2 gold. A stranded urchin. High above the cobbles of the flit, a rooftop kingdom ruled by the city's thieves. An urchin girl has been cast out. The price of her return is a painting. What? She says, picking her nose. You think we don't appreciate art up there? A painting? She shall have a painting. Create a work of staggering brilliance. See what you can scrounge up. You can't move for hopeful artists in this city. There's bound to be something suitable lying about. We'll do that one. Yeah, we succeeded. Hooray for the Philistines. You hear a struggling artist facing eviction from his garret. The landlord is throwing away his portfolio on the assumption that if the paintings were worth anything, the artist would have enough cash to pay the rent. You race to the address in time to witness several intriguing, if experimental, works flying out the window. The urchin returns to the flit with a canvas under her arm. Over the next week, she repays you with tidbits of information overheard on the rooftops. Connected to urchins increased by 1 and got 24 whispered hints. Nice. Conversation in the rain. It's rare for the rains from the cavern roof to be anything but gentle, but today some subterranean aquifer must have broken. The gutters overflow. Waters pour from the eaves. Rain drips from the hats and noses of 3 fugitives figures. Furtive. 3 furtive figures waiting on the street corner. Approach them boldly or approach them furtively. Are they waiting to ambush you? They're talking about someone they call Face Tailor. The hook-nosed woman seems eager. The frowning top-hatted man is more skeptical. She suggests raising the price. He mentions the ministry. The third of them, whose face is hidden, cough suddenly, and they all fall silent. Did they spot you? You vanish into the falling rain, uncovering the secrets of the Face Tailor. All right, one more card. Got a handkerchief one. Okay, we got 12 silk scrap. Nice. Okay. With the parcel, there was a note with your gift. Open it up. What does the benefactor have to say? It is good that your formal troubles are resolved. The gift I sent you is not intended to create obligation. It is to assist you in the performance of evil acts to good purpose. Opportunities to disreputably gather virtue will be accorded before the wheel turns long. We will meet very soon. The note is not signed. Let's see. Check out this nightmare one. Need a sudden insight to do that one. The Hollomus edition, 1894. Has dusted off his old notebook to interview Hollomus revelers. Mr. Huffman, editor of the unexpurged London Gazette, has dusted off his old notebook to interview Hollomus revelers. He's planning a special seasonal supplement and is particularly interested in meeting any individuals who found themselves altered, otherwise transformed, as the result of a festival. He also intimates that he might be able to secretly dispose of any confessions still in circulation. Trade your confessions for reward before arranging an interview with your... You only get one interview. Choose carefully. Sounds like I should wait on this. Arrange an interview with all your companions. What, all of them? That's craziness. Yeah, because I could do this one, but then this goes away. So I'll just wait on that. The season of wrecks. An urchin dressed in black, or perhaps covered in soot, rushed a letter to you this morning. From Breakwater House, the old Bluejacket on his deathbed. He's asking for you, she said. Are you and the gentleman acquainted, you ask? The urchin sighs. Look, I deliver letter. I get a penny. That's my whole job. She hurries off to convert more summons into pennies. Call on the severe Bluejacket. Breakwater House seems to be a respectable address, but why on earth would a stranger summon you to his deathbed? The iron ring serves as a knocker. Its sound is dull against the wood. Minutes pass before a sentimental butler arrives. He dabs a tear-filled eye and inquires as to your business. You are called because of your steadfastness. I have been given to understand that you're a gentleman of notable determination and loyalty, qualities in which I find myself in urgent need. All right. The butler leads you through the muted hallways to the parlor. As you follow, you recall the rest of the Bluejacket's letter. After a life at Z, there is much I have come to regret. Now I'm beyond the aid of my physician. I refuse the forgiveness of my vicar, and I don't deserve the affection of my wife. Thus I turn to you. Help me set my affairs in order. I will depart this world on terms that are agreeable to me. You will, of course, be compensated. I have a surplus of gold as well as guilt. 15 romantic notions and 2 memories of distant shores. The 5 mourners seldom speak to each other. A musty bound shark mounted above the bedroom door. A musty bound shark mounted above the bedroom door, scarred and razor-mouthed, watches over them. That's a lot of people. Visit the severe Bluejacket. Beyond the mahogany doors, he lies on his deathbed. The severe Bluejacket, propped up on his pillows, breathing shallowly, greets you as you enter the room. The room is lit by a single lantern hanging overhead. The butler pushes it gently before he leaves. It swings just as it would on a ship, gently rocked by waves. I'm happy you've come. You know why I've called you. There are things I must set right before I cross the bar. Exceptional story. Return to the parlor, perhaps another time. Head east along the river. You'll see it stuck on a sandbank. My old first mate lives there. I have unsettled business, he and I. This will begin November's exceptional story, the final curtain. All right. He betrayed me to the Admiralty. I lost my commission and my son. The Admiralty forbade me to leave the land. My first mate has lurked on that wreck for years, knowing I'd finish him the moment he set foot in London. I wanted to be the one to do it, but I'm out of time. You'll have to kill him for me. The bullet ran aground and on a sandbank near Watchmaker's Hill, and has lain rusting there for many years. You have unlocked November's exceptional story. You may play it at your leisure. Go seek out Bello's first mate to go to Watchmaker's Hill. The Bellet lives in Stolen River by Watchmaker's Hill. Okay. don't think this guy has anything else to say. This will begin an exceptional story, Where You and I Must Go, which was originally available to exceptional friends in September. And this was the October one. Alright, so I unlocked the November one for free, I guess, because I'm an exceptional friend. Fate's pretty expensive, though, because it's 45 Fate to play. So if you were to actually go buy Fate, so if you were to click buy, see 45 Fate is $10. So it's a bunch of money to play these stories. You'd have to be really into the game to pay money for it. I'm sure some people are, but not me at this point. There's tons of content already. Way more than I could possibly see before paying. Alright, let's talk to these other people. She offers your condolences to the abating wife. She sits rigidly on the Pasley patent sofa, cross-stitching a ship parting from its dock. You've gained 5 romantic notion. She sets her stitching on her lap, turning the needle between her fingers. Thank you for your kindness, but it is not me who deserves your pity now. She turns to the bedroom door and sighs. I will persevere, my dear, even if he cannot. I promise I will. Alright. I think... yeah, this is costing an action. Alright. Approach the calculating pastor. If he isn't reading the good book, he's staring hard at the bedroom door. And if he isn't staring, he's pacing, plotting a catechism. Okay. The calculating pastor frowns at the bedroom door. I've tried the old arguments, the new ones, the old ones in new ways, and vice versa. Nothing gets through to him. He's determined to suffer until he set everything right. I've explained that God's Bolowick. He disagrees. 25 cryptic clues. So it looks like you can keep repeating these if you want more of the things they give you. Reminisce with the weathered Leifberg hunter. He has the smell of salt on his beard. Did he sail with a Bluejacket? No, we've never shared a ship. He scratches his beard, smiling sadly at the gasping maw hung on the wall behind you. We just drank when we found each other in port. I can't remember most of those nights, but I'm sure they were good. He was a merchant, a mercenary, and an officer in Her Majesty's Navy. I only hunted Leifbergs. Long as no one gets overeager, it's a good life. The hunter glances at the Bluejacket's door. Otherwise, those you leave behind are never quite the same. Sit with a listless physician. A cold kettle and a full cup of tea sit on the table in front of her. Some people won't be helped. Not that I could save him, but I could at least grant some comfort. She pinches the bridge of her nose and pushes her glasses to her forehead. She lowers her voice. His mistress was the same, practically burnt to touch her. Practically burned to touch her, if it did. And she still refused ice or launderdom, both slaves to their own passions. Mystery of the Elder Continent. Study photographs with the former actor. He's been standing in the same place since you came in, staring at a group of sailors posed before the bellet. Did you see the expression of the first mate? He asks, pointing to a beaming man. What a smile, happy and yet, I'm starting to think, insincere. He leans closer until his nose nearly touches the glass. I'm soon to play a certain Scottish king, supposing the troupe can settle on the theater. There's one remarkable venue that we're considering. It could double as a greenhouse, so it's full with vines and leaves. That will wouldn't would that would that it were overrun by savory types, poets, you understand. Two intriguing snippets. All right, let's return home. So the breakwater house is where we can visit that guy and get all those things. Okay, we saw all those. Attend to matters of society and scandal. Earn confident smiles and other delights, or seek assistance in reducing scandal. Matters of the heart, relationship with another player, write letters. Find new stories, chat with those of gossip. Open a way to other parts of the city, invite a friend to join you in something terribly intellectual, shadowy, or dangerous. That's what you can do at your house. There's already 2 more cards. Check those out. You happen across an alley where street children have been rounded up and are being attacked by a gang of hired thugs. You've done some unsavory things, but this is too much. The thugs are distracted, so an ambush is in order. Failed. The moans of the street children cover the sounds of your approach. You pull a scarf over your face and leap down off a rooftop onto the villains. Your ambush catches them off guard, but they fight with fury of desperate men. They are afraid of you, but more afraid of their employer. You end up taking a harsh beating, but at least the orphans have picked up their casualties and run for it. Got a little bit wounded. It's all right. A moment's peace. Did you sleep well last night? Just one night? Just one night without the terrible dreams? Relax and enjoy. It's cost 6 fate. This option will always remove all your nightmares, and it may have other effects. Sometimes even the dank and mushroom parks of Fallen London are peaceful. Sit on the park bench and admire the passers-by in their weird subterranean fashions. The church spires silhouetted against the lights on the roof underneath. The 100 livid colors of fungus in perpetual autumn. Nightmares is dropping. Persuasive is increasing. All right. Let's travel back to spite. So these ones are the same we just saw. Casing the target. Secret of journalists. So with this one, I think we get 1 shot. Is that right? Yeah. 77% chance. It's getting higher. We'll do it pretty soon. And this one we need persuasive, right? Robbing a drunk. A cavalry officer. That's the uniform of the 23rd Neath Rifles. He's long since sold his brass buttons, but for the cheapest gin by the smell. It's locked, since you need 50 heirs of London. So I have 18. If I click go, does it reduce by 1? No, it doesn't. Clicking steal does, though. Yeah, let's do some area diving. Build up a casing, at least 4. Get close and watch. Casing is at 1. Not exactly increasing my shadowy very fast doing that, though. Pickpocket's Promenade. There's the courier stuff. Where you go to pickpockets. Let's do the medium length route. Approaching your destination is 6. When approaching your destination reaches 10, your promenade is over and you can trade in your pickpocket trophies. Don't let your unseen reach 0. Approaching your destination is 5. 2 points left. I guess because I don't have any story cards, I can't play it. I guess that's what's happening. Yeah, so I guess it was bad to do this without story cards. I didn't realize that. Yeah, you need opportunity cards to encounter who you see, to see you counter. All right. So I'll just loiter. If you attract too much attention, time to flee. The constables are currently seeking you. All right. Opportunism and spite. Burgle a glimacier's office. Tales of what happened to rob the master's operation are sobering. I think I read this one before. 42 Glim. It's just the Fisher Kings. Rob the urchins. Fisher Kings probably sees a possible ally. That was foolish of them. Connected urchins is dropping. You play along for a while, distracting marks, while the urchins ply their trade with the angle rods from the rooftop. After a worthwhile haul is built up, you simply grab the fisher holding it by his angling rod and heave him down to the cobbles, making off with the haul before he recovers his wits. Unwise hypothesis. Perhaps there are only 15 masters, and Mr. Mirrors is Mr. Cup. Perhaps the bazaar is painted black, and underneath there are colors like coral. Perhaps the provost of Somerset College is a devil with his teeth and horns filed. But it's not wise to suggest all these things, still less to write them down. and least wise of all to print them. 24. Proscribed material. Burgle a jeweler's shop. Case of mansion, haven't done that one. Valets and scullery maids. The servant's disguise should give you access to the grand entrance. Your disguise as a servant is entirely convincing, and you almost get in through the back door of the grand house. When the mistress of the palace gathers all the junior servants together, she has admirably philanthropic plans involving a mushroom kitchen for the poor, and intends to turn the formal gardens over to fungal produce. You get a sinking feeling and spend the next 2 days performing our hard groundwork and learning fungal cultivation. You slope off dejected before you develop calluses. Weird. Burgle that one. Get more suspicion. Still failed. Alright, we're out of actions now. Probably a good time next time to go and invest in the other spots in the city. Like Vale Garden, Laybones Road, and Watchmaker Hill. Alright, see you next time on Fallen London.